and welcome to Besterday, where nostalgia reigns supreme. I'm Bianca, and I'm the ultimate 90s baby. But before we get started, I want to introduce this week's co-host, and this is the first time that he is on Besterday, so I'm so excited. And his name is...
Deshawn.
Here you are. How does it feel to be on my podcast?
This is actually my first podcast.
Oh, I didn't
that
know
I'm
this.
Ever doing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like,
so
but like you seem like you're a natural already, so this would be perfect. Okay. So as you guys know, Besterday is a podcast reminisce on the songs that had your heart, the movies that made you laugh, and everything pop culture from the 80s to the early aughts. So think Powerpuff Girls, SpongeBob, yes. Sock and Boppers. Have you ever had Sock and Boppers when you were a kid? Yeah, I remember having that, and I always used to knock my brother out because I have a little brother, and like I always used to bully him. Yeah. So yeah, that was like the perfect toy.
Well, if you're gonna bring that up, then you got to bring up the Hulk gloves.
Oh my gosh, yes, that was a classic. I remember we never got them, but I always wanted to get them just so I could hit my brother with them. I'm such a mean sister. But yeah, guys, we're actually gonna be talking about Destiny's Child today, and I brought Deshawn on because I feel like kind of knew that you had an inkling about this iconic group. But before we get started, kind of tell the people like what you do, what you're about.
Yeah. I just currently am a freelancer. Main publications that I still write for: Billboard magazine and Pitchfork.
You know, small names. Small names. Yeah, nothing serious. Yeah, guys, so I'll definitely hashtag Besterday on Twitter and Instagram, and also send us suggestions and rate us on iTunes. And definitely follow myself, Bianca and Rogue, on Twitter. And
you can follow me at Nightshawn101. It's NIGHTSHAWN 101. It's a playoff of my name, Deshawn, Nightshawn.
Yeah, so. Love it. Okay, yeah, and I'll put like all your info in the description bar as well too. All right, guys, so we are going to get started with This Week in History. So on July 2nd, 1997, Men in Black was released, celebrating its 20th anniversary.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
An iconic movie. I love that movie. I have like a soft spot for like sci-fi like films like that. I think it's really cool. Yeah. And sorry for my voice. It was 4th of July weekend. I feel like I talk like a frog right now, but I turned up a little too much. So excuse the raspiness.
Me too.
So next up on July 2nd, 1983, Michelle Branch was born.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. She released a new album. I haven't listened to it
Hopeless
yet.
Romantic is very good.
It's
I
very
feel
good.
like it's one of those albums that were kind of overlooked by people, but it has some like really, really classic songs on it, I think. Yeah. On July 3rd, 1971, Jim Morrison died of an accidental drug overdose. I love The Doors. It's like one of my favorite bands. July 3rd, 1985, Back to the Future was released. Side note, this might shock a lot of people, but I never watched that movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's like people always reference it, but I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I don't. Did you watch it?
Like bits and pieces. Like,
yeah.
Actually, the crazy thing about me with like movies in general, like I will watch like clips and trailers and like read infos,
but not like the actual like, movie. Oh,
so
it's
like
interesting.
I'll know what the movie's about and what people are referring to without actually having to watch it. So like
that's kind of a skill actually. Just like getting like love that. Next up, July 4th, 1982, Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne got married in Hawaii.
The real MVPs as of last week.
Yes. Hello. Let's just talk about that real quick. Do you see Sharon's tweet to Kylie and Kendall?
Stick to lip gloss. Hashtag
oh my
stick to lip
gosh.
gloss.
If you guys don't know, Kendall and Kylie, they released like a capsule collection of their face imposed on like icons like, Black Sabbath. Who else? Biggie, Tupac, The Doors, like Pink Floyd. Of course, people were pissed because it's like you have no place being next to these, classic stars of our time. So Sharon was pissed. She wrote about it on Twitter, and I got my life.
Yeah.
Shout out.
A lot of people wrote about it.
Yes.
Valletta Wallace.
Biggie's mom. Yeah. It was just a mess. As they always do. They try to, capitalize on culture that they know nothing about. Yeah. So what else is new with those people?
And then always do it in like a vain way.
Yeah, right?
Like the impose, like hoop earrings and a silhouette of like
Yeah.
Kendall in front of Biggie and Tupac.
It's
Like, what are you
how
alluding
dare
to?
you like place yourself in front of that? Like, I don't. You're not a legend. Like, calm down. Calm down. Next up, one of my favorite couples in the world. July 4th, 1999, David Beckham and Victoria Beckham got married. Yeah. I didn't realize they were together for that long.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow, they're almost approaching 20 years.
Yeah, can you believe it?
Wow.
They've still been I love them. I love their kids. They're just like a hot couple. Love them. July 4th as well, 2003, Barry White passed away at 58. Another legend. Yeah. Even more legends. We're just going to keep it going. July 5th, 1969, RZA was born from the Wu-Tang Clan. July 6th, 1957, John Lennon and Paul McCartney met for the first time. And then 3 years later, they formed the Beatles.
Wow.
Yeah, they met at it's called Wilton Fete. It's like a party. And it's like, I always imagine, like, what if they never saw each other? Like, they would never have the Beatles. Just crazy to think about.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Next up, July 6th, 1975, 50 Cent was born. Happy birthday to you to 50 Cent.
And thank you for power.
Yes. we appreciate it. Next, July 8th, 1992, Melrose Place debuted on Fox after 90210 came out. I watched 90210, but I never watched Melrose Place. That wasn't my thing.
Like, I feel like I've seen an episode or two maybe, but it wasn't mine either.
It wasn't, to me, 90210 was like the pinnacle. Yeah. Like, that was like the main thing. And last up, speaking of Spice Girls, July 8th, 1996, they released their debut single, Wannabe, in the UK. Yeah. If you want to be my lover.
Yeah. Still
classic.
go by that today.
Love it.
None of the dudes have worked in my life. My friends did not approve.
Hello. So. That is like an anthem for every era. All right, guys. So we are going to get into some nostalgic news that happened throughout the long weekend. First up, okay, I talk about reboots all the time because, like, clearly Hollywood is just they don't have any new ideas. Right. So the latest in the reboot update,
they do. They just choose not to.
Like, I understand the nostalgia thing. I mean, obviously, I love it. I have a podcast about nostalgia, but it's just like, try to think of some new things, like, and keep the past in the past. Like, it was in its heyday for a reason. Like, we don't need to rehash it all the time. Yeah. But the latest in reboot news is that they're going to make a live action series about the Jetsons. Did you watch that show? It's on Cartoon Network. Yeah. I don't know why, because
who's the cast that they're
it's currently in development. They didn't release any new news about it. But the thing that's interesting to me is that they announced a animated movie about the Jetsons like last year. So it's like, why are you going to have a movie and a TV show? It's like, that's too, like, the Jetsons wasn't that poppin' to have all these things happening, first of all. But I mean, hey, if people love it, they love it. But I wasn't a huge fan of the Jetsons. I was more of like, I guess, like Flintstones and like, what were some other like classic shows from the Cartoon Network, like Ren and Stimpy, like Johnny Bravo, like all those like classic. Well, Ren and Stimpy was from Nickelodeon, but like Cow and Chicken, like those kind of shows I love, like the more like
the
naughty,
boomerang
the boomerang shows, But Jetsons, I don't know, like, guys, #Besterday, let me know if you're like into this idea. I don't think it's a good idea, but
and I have a thought. Like, Katy Perry already did a Jetsons reboot with her Chain to the Rhythm music video.
Oh. Well, if you're gonna take it there, we'll take it there.
Yeah, like,
you guys know how I feel about Miss Catherine Hudson.
Oh,
I'm not a fan.
Oh gosh.
All right, guys. So if you guys didn't catch it last week, the Jumanji 2 trailer came out. Did you watch it?
No.
So basically, they're not branding it as a reboot, thankfully, but they're doing it as a sequel to the original film. And instead of like them playing the board game in real life, they're playing it in a video game. So it has like a modern twist to it, but it just, I don't know. When I was looking on Twitter, like, people were kind of like polarized by it, like, they want to keep it like the classic movie, but then again, like, oh, maybe it's a good idea that they're kind of making it more relatable to like the younger generation. But I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, we'll see. I mean, this probably will be a huge blockbuster success, but for like the OG fans of Jumanji, I don't think it's kind of doing justice to what the original did.
Yeah. I mean, it could. I mean, the OG fans, like some of the OG fans have kids now.
Yeah, that's true.
That like, it's an easy way for them to be like,
yeah, this is what I grew up with. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that's why they do all these reboots and stuff. Just keep it.
Let's like keep it in the family, I guess. Yeah, but the Jumanji 2 is coming out this Christmas, and it's 22 years after the first movie came out, so it's been a long time. And it stars The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and Karen Gillan. So yeah, guys, look out for that.
That's an all-star cast.
Yeah, no, seriously. So I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine, but I probably have to watch it in theaters just to get a gist of it. All right. So speaking of movies, The Cult of Chucky dropped this trailer a few days ago, and I am a huge like Child's Play fan. Like I love horror movies in general.
Yeah.
And I've watched every single Chucky movie since like the release in the 80s, and this new one is going to be the 7th film in the series, and is going to be released on October 3rd, so right just in time for Halloween. And are you like a big horror movie fan?
I mean, I know a few of them.
Yeah.
But I'm not like seeking it out.
Really?
I'm just
I
drown
love
myself
it.
in music.
Yeah, I love
and
horror
reality
movies.
TV,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
No, I love reality TV. That's not unfortunate. But yeah, if you guys are interested in that, that is coming out on October 3rd. And lastly, in nostalgic news, Luke from Gilmore Girls, he's starting his own coffee line. So in the show, he plays he's the owner of Luke's Diner, and now he's kind of bringing his character to life. So I thought that was really cool. If you guys don't know, the actor's name is Scott Patterson, and he wants to call the coffee brand Scotty P's Big Mug Coffee. So if you guys are fans of coffee and you guys are fans of Gilmore Girls, there you go. Now you can buy the coffee.
As long as it's not next to a Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts.
Exactly, because it's just good. Like, or like even if you live in New York, like a Gregory's. So yeah, there's a lot of competition with that. All right, guys. So we are actually going to just hop right into Destiny's Child. Why not?
Yes.
So as you guys know, I always do appreciation episodes for groups that kind of changed my way of thinking about music. Like I've done like NSYNC and Christina Aguilera, Aaliyah, obviously. So I think Destiny's Child was like, it had to happen. So I'm glad that you were able to come along. But do you remember like the first time that you listened to their music? Okay, tell me the story.
I remember being in a car, like being 3 or 4, and No 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 came out. And that was like the first single, and it was playing on the radio, and I was instantly drawn to it. Saw the music video a little bit later with the fire escapes, and I was immediately drawn to Beyonce. I just knew she was the girl
star.
In the middle is the star.
Like there was no, I mean, obviously they kind of propped her up as, you know, I mean, obviously because Matthew Knowles is her manager, the Destiny Child manager at the time, so it was going to happen. And I don't know, when's the first time that I think it was with No 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 Part 2. I think it was, it's actually on VH1 actually, because I don't remember seeing it on, cause usually I get introduced to artists like watching TRL, but I feel like it was definitely VH1 that was the first time that I saw that video. And I was like, this song is catchy as hell.
I feel like it was BET for me. Like I was a huge BET kid because like Rhapsody and
I love Rhapsody and like 106 & Park.
That would come later on. So I think it was BET for me because they would always just show the music videos. And then family would have it on in the house. So,
classic. And I think I wasn't like an immediate fan. That kind of came later on. I think when it was during the transition from like a foursome to a threesome, like who went, I mean, we'll talk about that later. But it was during like when Say My Name came out, like Say My Name and Jumpin', like the latter half of their promotion for The Writings on the Wall. That's when I was like, okay, these ladies are like, they're doing something. So I wasn't an immediate fan. But like I became one gradually.
I think I was an immediate fan. I just knew instantly from No 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 Part 2.
Like, they were just gonna be stars.
Yeah.
All All right, so we are actually going to just break down all 4 albums. Why not? We're going to go through like the singles and our favorite songs. So we're actually going to get started with their self-titled Destiny's Child. Came out in 1998, February 17th, 1998. It spent 26 weeks on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart, but it peaked at number 67. So
wow,
this wasn't their like there's their debut album, so it wasn't like their biggest smash hit. Like, they came with their sophomore album, but I mean, it does have classics like No No No, Part 1 and 2, and With Me. But growing up, I wasn't too familiar with this album, but it does have some cute songs on it. Like, I love the opening track, Second Nature.
Yeah. I was trying to listen to it, and I couldn't really find anything off of this album. It seemed like it was there to prove their vocal talent.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
I think like
there was nothing really radio friendly, which is why I think they made the No 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 remix with Wyclef to kind of be like, okay, here's a song that you could play on radio. Yeah. But everything was definitely like, let me show off my vocals and like how we could harmonize as a group and everything. But this wasn't like, to me, it wasn't a standout debut album. Like, I kind of look at The Writings on the Wall as the debut. You know what I mean?
I totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think that album is such a, like, if you want to introduce someone to R&B, like, that's one of the albums that you're going to give them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, from a girl group, like, every single song to me, I want to know what you think. Like, I feel like every single song is just amazing.
No, Writings on the Wall 10 times better should have been
for sure.
the debut. Like, the self-titled felt like a demo.
Oh, for sure.
And it was sort of passed along as that.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of up in the air if they were going to stay with Columbia. Like, Matthew obviously had his Beyonce game going on there.
He sold them so hard. Yeah. Because it's like, after that first album, you're like, well, are they going to last? Like, what's going to happen? Are these going to be like a one-hit wonder? But they definitely proved themselves with Writings on the Wall, because they brought in like amazing talent. Like, Missy wrote on the album, produced Shakespeare, Rodney Jerkins, like Candy Burris, like. So I think they definitely had a winning formula. Yeah. So and I mean, it worked. Yeah.
Also, Writings on the Wall capitalizes on. It's funny because for Billboard, I was writing about the TLC article.
Yeah.
About like who they had like influenced and who followed their formula, and it's like Writings on the Wall had that like niche electro R&B sounds that like Total was using. TLC, like
because it was like just on the cusp of the new millennium, so people were kind of doing that more like futuristic vibe. Yeah, definitely. And the album, it was the first album to give them Grammy nominations. They got 6 Grammy nominations, and it's certified 8 times platinum in the U.S. alone, which is crazy. Trying to see, let's just like go through the track listing, because there's just so much.
Album distinguished them.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it gave them a character. Like, they were no longer that black female girl.
Yeah, because I mean, at that time you had the En Vogues, you had SWV, you had Escape, you had TLC was already skyrocketing. So it's like, how can you separate? Like, you have all these incredible black female groups, but it's like, how are you different from everyone else? So I think definitely this album kind of solidified. Like, they're very like about female empowerment. I mean, despite changing their members like clockwork, but yeah, I think they're definitely about female empowerment in the songs, at least, and kind of sticking it to the men, saying like us girls can run it too. So I think So Good is a jam. I'm doing so. Guys, I can't sing. I always want to say on these podcasts, but my voice is just like not doing it today.
I was really bumping Now That She's Gone.
Ooh, Now That She's Gone. Yes.
I backed that song up like 3 times. Yes. I don't know if I'm going through some personal
I don't know. Like, are you like going through the motions? Because that's such like so one of the sadder songs on the album. Yes. So you might be feeling some type of way. Yeah. I love Bills. Bills is a classic song. Yeah. I love the video too. I think I love that it was like paying homage to Mama Tina, because like she grew up in a hair salon and she was a hairdresser. So like I love that they like did that at a hair salon. That was so cute.
And like Say My Name, another iconic video. Like they were like they released so many iconic videos in this era
too.
For
sure.
Like I still do the like rotating thing. Yes, you
with
did
like
too.
when they're wearing like the orange top and the black. Yes,
and they're in the garage and they like do that. Like I still do that.
I wanna say that "Say My Name" was kind of like a controversial video because that was when they were transitioning from they let's just talk about it. So Beyonce, actually, if you guys saw the MTV special, they're like where Farrah was like I wanna, what'd you say? I could send your luggage.
Well, first off, we need to address the fact that before Farrah and Michelle entered the picture, Latoya and Latavia.
Wait,
we can't forget Latoya and Latavia.
I kind of do in real life, but let's just talk.
People always forget those two, and like they had been there from the beginning.
Since even prior to when they're Destiny's Child, they were like Girls' Time. Like they were there since they were like preteens, and then when this was just a weird era. Like the writings on the wall was just strange because Latoya and Latavia, they left the group. I don't remember what the reasonings why.
They left because like they just felt like they weren't getting enough parts.
Yeah.
They saw that this was a Beyonce
show.
Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. I hate they called it a Ponzi scheme. That's so shady. But yeah, so they left the group and then they got Farrah and Farrah couldn't sing, she can't dance. So she was just like kind of like a standalone replacement. That didn't last long because basically Beyonce kicked her out the group. She was like, oh, well, we could send for your luggage. Like the iconic video that I'm sure you all saw on Twitter. So Farrah left, and then I think this was in the interim.
Michelle was also a part of it too, right?
Yeah,
she was also like one of the two. Like
they were like one of the choices. Yeah, and then Michelle came in. And it was a time where, like, they were coming in, Latavia were coming out, and this was in the middle of them doing the "Say My Name" video. So that's why there's not a lot of dance moves or anything, and that's why it's such like a simple concept video because they had to think of it on the fly because they didn't have. They were like losing members and replace members left and right, so they couldn't think of a great video, which is why it's so iconic in so many ways because, of course, the color changes and everything, but also it's because they had to think of the video on the fly, which I think was kind of crazy.
And it was even more crazy when Latoya and Latavia looked and didn't see themselves in the same
I think
video.
that's when they realized, they didn't, there wasn't like any discussion. Like they just kind of watched it on TV. It was like, oh, I hear my voice, but I don't see myself. This is weird.
Yeah.
That's very shady, actually. Like, that wasn't good business practices. Yeah. And trying to think what else happened during that time. Well, Jumpin' came out. Were they in that video?
Were they?
The Jumpin'... No, I think it was... So. No, it was Michelle and Farrah.
I don't think they were in any...
They're only in...
Well, Bills.
And Bugaboo.
And Bugaboo,
Those were the only videos, like everything
Speaking
else.
Of a classic.
Oh, you make me want to throw my page out the window. Love that song.
AOL was relevant back then.
I mean, right? Oh my gosh. And tell MCI to cut the phone cord. Like,
right.
I don't think MCI exists anymore. That's like a very dated song, but you still want to jam to it. Yeah. What else is good? I love Hey Ladies is a jam. It's a very like you were saying, like very electro R&B. I love Sweet 16. What else? I love the Amazing Grace rendition. I think that's where they're able to show, as we were talking about before, like their vocal capabilities. That was really cool. What else? I think this entire album is just amazing. I think, yeah.
Can you pick up songs where any of them had like featured leads besides Beyonce on the first two albums? I thought I heard Kelly like sing a little bit.
Trying to think, actually. You know what? There's a song, I think it's Sweet 16, or that is actually Latavia that she has. She didn't open the song, but she has like a clear like hook or something, like one of the bridges or something. Guys, if you're listening, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's definitely a part on Writings on the Wall where you could hear Latavia sing. But I think there's also a song, I'm trying to remember, I have such bad memory, but Kelly definitely opened one of these songs.
Yeah,
but it was just like a rare occasion. Like,
does it really matter,
right? Because like this was a Beyonce show, so like we weren't expecting much.
Yeah.
But all right. So anything else about Writings on the Wall? It's a classic album.
Yeah, it definitely though. I would say it set the aesthetic for that look, but I mean TLC did it with 3D.
Exactly.
Though.
I mean they did it with fan mail too.
Yeah,
fan mail.
With fan mail, excuse me. 3D was after.
Yeah, I think definitely fan mail and Writings on the Wall, that was kind of like setting the platform for like the other R&B girls to like, okay, this is the formula. Here's how you do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
All right, Survivor. Ooh, excuse me. Survivor.
God, what a shady album.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the shade. You guys know I love shade. What are you going to say?
I was listening to Survivor, and my favorite song off of it is Nasty Girl.
That song, it's so like deprecating. Like you're talking about, I mean, I was just talking about female empowerment, but I'm like messing up myself because Nasty Girl, like looking back, it's like they're kind of selling this girl short because, you know, she wants to dress, you know, showing off her body and stuff, which is kind of contradictory because the way they were dressing at that time, they weren't doing any better.
I've always wondered if this was like their album that was an answer to the media as well. I felt because the media also, like, people give Beyonce so much shit. Like I do sometimes. Because like her behavior on these videos, like her interviews seemed very bratty. I didn't like Beyonce.
Like I thought she was such a bitch. I only started liking Beyonce like after, like when Dangerously in Love came out. Because I was like, oh, because she started doing more interviews. You could see her playful side. But during Destiny's Child, I thought she was a huge bitch. But yeah.
I feel like they were talking back to media because media was trying to portray them in that light.
Yeah, definitely with, I mean, the title track Survivor, they're like thought I couldn't sell albums, I sold 3 million, and like kind of that was definitely like a hit at like listen, like despite all of the changes that we've been through, we're still here as a threesome, we're still going strong.
Right.
So, but yeah. And also Independent Women Part 1, classic.
Loved that song.
Yes, love the song, love the video.
Talk about a song that would always play on the radio and I wasn't annoyed by.
Right? Question? Tell me what you think of that.
I used to get excited every time I heard
love
that.
it. Yes. It's that production is amazing.
Survivor is interesting too because that like is the answer to media, but it was also like a diss to Farrah and Latavia.
Oh, definitely. Latoya. Yeah. I mean, just continuing the shade, it's like you have an entire song kind of like throwing it in your face like, oh, we could do this shit without you. Yeah, so like definitely for media and for the former girls, which is super shady. What else? Bootylicious. I love Bootylicious with the sample from Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks. That's so genius. Emotion, the Bee Gees cover. And I always forget that Dangerously in Love was actually on Survivor before Dangerously in Love, the album came out. Yeah. And I don't think they changed the production, actually. I think they kept the production from the Survivor album to Beyonce's solo album. Like, they didn't really do much.
Yeah.
I mean, she was singing the whole song, so it's not like they could do a lot. But it sounds pretty much the same to me. I don't know if they, like, changed the production or not, but
I just wonder what... Because I read the Becoming Beyonce like unauthorized tell-all.
Oh, I never read that.
Last summer or whatever. And
what tea was spilled in that?
He highlighted the fact that after this album, it was very clear that these three girls need to go solo.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Kelly got that success first.
Yeah.
Because she ran in and got Dilemma, which was a #1 hit.
Exactly.
And then she had an album that was buzzed about.
Yeah.
And then Beyonce was doing the whole acting thing, and Work It Out didn't really work out for her.
Oh no! And she did that the Carmen hip opera movie, and that was kind of a flop. I still love. I had that movie still on VHS actually.
Yeah.
But Beyonce wasn't doing as well. But,
as Kelly was, and I always wondered like why did fans gravitate more towards Kelly back in that day? Or
that's a good point actually. I didn't even think about that.
you know.
Yeah,
and history's repeating itself with Camilla now today.
Yeah. God, that name. First of all, Camilla is not even, she was never the strongest singer in the group.
She wasn't. She's
not the most like relatable or more like media friendly, so I don't know why she chose to go solo. I mean, good luck to you, boo. I do like the Crying in the Club song, I will say that.
I
but
love that song.
That is actually a jam.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like I don't see her solo career lasting that long. Maybe prove me wrong. I don't know what happened, but that was such a strange decision.
The group couldn't stand alone by itself. So then what would make you think? Like, this is another reason why I love Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Because at least they got clout. And at least developed.
Oh, for sure.
Before branching
Before everything. Like, they got the hit records. They did the #1 albums. They have handful of, like, hit singles. They got the Grammy nomination. So it's like, okay, we already did what we had to do. Let's kind of see if we could make it out on our own. And they all did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I mean, I love like Kelly and Beyonce as solo artists, but how do you feel about Michelle, like when she tried to go like the more gospel route?
I thought that it was fitting for her. I think she wouldn't have made it in the pop market. Maybe the R&B a little bit. I don't see her with like crossover appeal. Personally speaking, though, when we talk about the next album, I'm going to do a lot of vouching for Michelle.
Oh, for sure.
Because I think that, I don't know. I look back at their music and I somehow find Kelly and Michelle more intriguing than Beyonce.
You mean like just vocal-wise?
Vocally, aesthetically. Yeah. What they were singing.
Yeah.
Beyonce's part really did feel like the popular girl of the group.
Got
wants
it.
to complain to her girls.
Yeah.
And I think that Kelly and Michelle came from a realer place.
Like more genuine at that time, you feel? I could see that, yeah. Because I do think that with these past albums, like Beyonce kind of, like she knew she was going to go solo, obviously, but she kind of like used that to her advantage. Like, oh, let me just oversing and like shout out my vocals just to prove like, okay, I am the star.
Right.
Instead of like making it a three-way harmony. I feel like she was definitely like overstepping her boundaries when it comes to the vocals. I'm just saying, you Beehive members are probably going to be mad, but you know what?
Y'all Beehive members can come for me because I have receipts.
Yes. Love it. Let's get into the last album. Destiny Fulfilled. It came out 3 years after Survivor. It was their 5th and final studio album, you know, because they had a little bit of a hiatus when they were doing their own solo thing. Then they came together for one last album. And the album, what is the receipt? So it reached #2 on the Billboard 200, and it's certified triple platinum. So it did, I mean, all their albums did amazing on the charts. But so you want to talk about why we would vouch more?
Yeah. This record, for like, I think this record came out. When is it? November that it came out?
November. Yeah, November 16, 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just felt like at this period there was an oversaturation of Beyonce. Because like everyone was riding the high of
Dangerously for sure, Dangerously Love, and then she came out with the she had a cameo in Austin Gold, remember? So like this, and I think she was doing at that time Pink Panther, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
and Jay-Z, so
yeah, hey, yeah, because they did all their collaborations, and they also did the Bonnie and Clyde. So it was like the topic was Beyonce. Yeah.
I felt like on this album Beyonce was lazy. I felt like,
why do you say that?
I felt like the others put in work, like Cater to You. Michelle's verse to die for.
Yeah.
Like I was at a cookout a couple weeks ago, and there's like this big debate. It wasn't even a debate. It was just like a unanimous decision in the room. Like Michelle had the better. Like,
you know, you're one of the first people who've. I've seen some people say this on Twitter, but I feel like now a lot of people want to talk about it because they don't want to get like. The Beehive mad, but I think definitely that was a time on the album where she was able to like showcase what she could actually do instead of just getting like 2 lines on a bridge, like how Survivor was. Like she didn't really have a lot of shine. I feel like,
and she even did the damn thing on that one too.
Yeah,
like
her voice was so like raspy and like big. Yeah, totally agree.
And then like Girl, like. I just feel like Kelly and Michelle again did their thing on that.
I'm gonna have to listen to these songs again just to like see it in that perspective.
But I'm like a contrarian. So I like the
kind of like the underdogs kind of. Yeah.
I love the unorthodox underdog type of feel.
Yeah.
And every time I listen to those songs, I'm not finding myself singing Beyonce's parts, which
so
is
interesting.
Like weird.
Yeah.
Because you would think like.
Yeah. Actually, I do love Girl. Girl is one of my favorite songs on the album because we didn't know it at the time, but it was a prelude to Kelly's Dirty Laundry because they were kind of like telling her to leave her abusive boyfriend at the time. So I think that was cool. Kind of like even the video is kind of like a Sex and the City vibe, like kind of like having your girlfriends have your back and stuff. So I really love that song. T-Shirt is such a sexy song. I love that. Cater to You, it wasn't one of my favorites, but I do appreciate it for what it was. But I'm not like a huge like ballad person. Like I love like more upbeat songs because that's why I love like Soldier and Lose My Breath. Like Soldier, I think that's like
my breath.
Yeah. When you hit me, like Dark Child did his thing on that production. Like as soon as you hear it, you just want to dance. Like, and I love the video too, where they're like battling like their different like alter egos. It's so dope.
I'm
Are there
a
any
huge fan of Lose My Breath. That's
Same.
a good one.
Are there any other songs that you were feeling on this album?
I was feeling Ooh, why does it say Bad Habit lead vocals Kelly Rowland? Like that is emphasized.
Oh, we are actually looking at Wikipedia right now, and it does. Yeah, she actually does have like a lot of vocal time on there. I didn't realize that Solange co-wrote the song. Solange Knowles has like a lot of Destiny's Child credit, actually, if you guys didn't know.
She was like the hidden member of Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Like they'd pull her out whenever
they needed a hit. They needed a hit. Yeah, she was like also the backup dancer and stuff. Because she was like, what, 16, 17 at the time?
Yeah, like around that age.
Yeah, that's funny.
I just think this is an interesting record because we finally got to see them as like matured women.
Like women. Yeah. They're both, I think
they always were like Survivor was the precursor to that, but they were still doing kind of like teeny things.
Yeah, but now I think I think the title was very fitting. Destiny Fulfilled. They fulfilled their goals as artists, but I feel like also they kind of completed themselves as, you know, coming into their own as women too. So I think it was a great like ending to that era. But a lot of people still want a reunion album from them. But how do you feel about that? Like, do you think it's necessary?
I would love to see a reunion album. I think it's so interesting this year that a lot of our legends like Mary J. Speaking of Destiny's Child, LaToya Luckett.
Who's doing her own thing on it. She's doing really great. Yeah.
Faith Evans, they all are doing that, bringing the old school sound to the new school. With their like projects that they've released this year. So I would be on board. I mean, Beyonce keeps singing about being in a game for 20 years. Let's see that reunion album. Let's see your foundations, your roots.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think it'll be a lot more leveled out. I think over the, like you said, Beyonce used to always like scream and shout her vocals a lot of the times. I feel like the reason why I like Beyonce's new music a lot more than her older stuff is because she has mellowed out and
for sure. That's why I love it. Like, I think, I mean, I love B-Day is one of my favorite Beyonce albums, but I think with Dangerously in Love and B-Day, like she was kind of like trying to prove like I can sing, I could dance, like but then I think even with I Am, Sasha Fierce, like that was just extra as fuck. I hate that album.
Michael Jackson fulfilled. That was her trying to
that was like her trajectory. Like her not bad era, like her dangerous era, like very like over the top, like with the production and like the antics and stuff. But I feel like
and probably after one of her most successful.
Yeah, but for me, just as a fan, I can't stand that album. I just think it's just like the ballads are just like dated, and there wasn't really a lot of like was not a growth, I feel, with that album, and like just the way that the things that she's speaking about, the topics, like it didn't really move me. But definitely with four self-titled Lemonade, that's when you kind of saw the transition, like okay, she kind of found her footing as an artist, and now she could just like tone it down and
Plus
show
her
like
man
her
is doing
artistry.
her dirty.
Exactly. So she has a lot to talk about. Yeah, but I agree with you. Like vocally, like I love her voice more now than I did. Like it's more like velvety and like very deep and like very rich too. I feel like her first two albums were very like she was doing like a lot of like upper register vocals, but now she's kind of like digging deep and stuff. So I really love it. Yeah.
The interesting thing, though, is I listen to Kelly Rowland's later discography a lot more than Beyonce's.
Oh, like to this day?
Talk a Good Game. Like, I listen to that album in its entirety, like, probably, like, twice a month now. Like,
wow. Yeah.
Like, I definitely was a lot more intrigued by her stuff. I guess I'm more of a fan of the gritty, raw... This is not polished. I still get the this is polished factor from
for sure. Music. Yeah. It's just I feel like even with Lemonade, like it has its moments like with like Don't Hurt Yourself, but and like 6 Inch and the Hold Up song, but I feel like as in complete package, when you take away the like the mini movie, as a standalone album, it can't really hold up. I know I'll probably get a lot of flack for this, but
Anti was snubbed.
I don't want to talk about it. I do not want to talk about it.
Anti was snubbed.
Oh, man. Because it's like, when you take away the visuals, it's like, what are you left with, you know? And people don't want to admit that, but it's true. Because I feel like even I find myself listening to Self-Titled and 4 more than Lemonade.
Me too.
Yeah, because it doesn't really hold up, no pun intended, to like what she did like 2 years ago. But I mean, it's still a great album. You know, it has this deserving accolades, but I feel like it's not her greatest work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It made me then look back at Self-Titled, like maybe I was a little too harsh on Self-Titled.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, because I still love it, but I'm like, damn, like did I give this like bad judgment? Like let me like go look back. And it's such a great album. Like she did so many twists and turns, like different genres, and like the way that she used her voice as an instrument, and like that album is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I love that whole era too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemonade was very formulaic. Very formulaic.
Yeah.
Very like I heard rumors that they thought that she was trying to run the board at the Grammys. And the funny thing is like of course that is rooted within like whatever like racism probably has to do with the Grammys.
Exactly.
But or voting members of the Grammys, but that leaked that info. But I did feel that way when I first listened to the album and saw the movie. I was like, this is obvious ploy for the Grammys. Like, you got your country song here.
Oh, you got the rock
song.
song.
Your rock song.
Yeah.
You got your, like R&B.
neo soul and
exactly.
like folk. And, like, she definitely hit every genre to, like, put herself in every category. So, I mean, hey, you have to play the game sometimes.
Yeah, you have to. And I respect that. And that's another thing, like, I respect, though, the Destiny's Child days because I respect Beyonce's hustle.
Oh, for sure.
Like, we're talking about her like she's relevant.
Yeah.
I still like her music. Something she does annoys me. I don't believe in all the overhype that she gets.
Yeah.
I think that there's better. Anti.
Yeah. You guys know how I feel about Anti, so.
That being said, I do appreciate the era of Destiny's Child because we've seen an artist grow to become a legend.
For sure. I think it's definitely cool to kind of see them at their humble beginnings and like they were just like hungry for it, you know? And that was when fame wasn't really tainting them as much. And like it was cool to see kind of the transition of they're megastars now, but I think definitely I don't know if I want like another album, but I think a tour would be fun.
Yes.
Like a tour, just like for sure, like a reunion. I mean, their first album came out in 96? 98, yeah, you're right. Excuse me, 98. So I feel like next year that could be like the 20th anniversary. Like they have to do something.
Yeah.
You can't just like let a huge anniversary go by like that.
And they do little appearances here.
Yeah, they did like the Super Bowl, and they released that song with Pharrell. What was the name of that song?
I know they did "You Changed" on Kelly Rowland's.
Oh yeah, on her album. Yeah, and they did that like one-off solo song. What was the name of that song?
They had the "Say Yes" song with Michelle. When Jesus says yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody can say no. But yeah, And I definitely want them to reunite as a tour, because I mean, I feel like they're all, despite, you know, push the music aside, they're all really good friends. So it's like they need to do something.
I want. It's not a Destiny's Child tour. If I want
all
all
of
them on
but
the stage.
You think that Beyonce would do that?
No,
honestly,
and I was surprised when she received the Billboard Millennium Award a couple years ago, and she shouted out LaToya and Latavia.
That was like one of the first instances in a while where she kind of like gave them respect. So I love that moment, but I feel like they deserved more, because that was you've known them since you were a kid, so you can't just like bypass that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
and
I think it seems valid. Yeah, like. For sure. So I think that would be. I think if LaToya and Latavia do, if there's a tour, if they go on it, that will sell out like crazy.
Yes.
Like see them all on stage together.
That's what I want to see. I want to see all of them
like the original. Stage. Yeah.
Because like Michelle can't go back and sing. Like I just feel like that's awkward.
Yeah, because it's like the real fans know, like, okay, this was Latavia's part, this was Kelly's part. You know what I mean? So they definitely need to do something on that, guys. Hashtag Besterday. Let me know if you guys think that's a good idea with the tour. Did we miss anything else from their era?
I just wonder why the older generations and the newer generations view Destiny's Child in different ways. Like there are some people that don't even acknowledge LaToya and Latavia.
That's true. They're just like,
they just think
bystander. It's just a threesome, Kelly, Michelle, and B.
How do they get away with just passing it off like that and kind of
like... I feel like they never really acknowledge it, because I mean, of course, like bands, even like rock bands, R&B, soul, like there's always going to be different members, but when it happens, they put out a statement, or they have like a PSA, like even like on social media, like they'll like do a Twitter statement. But back in that time, it was kind of like tossed under the rug. Like, it wasn't really addressed. I feel like it was definitely strange and kind of like ill-fitting. I don't know, the way they did it, I didn't really like. But yeah, you're right. Like no one really ever acknowledges them, which is not fair, because they're on 2 albums, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was also really crazy, like living as a Destiny's Child fan.
Yeah.
When LaToya went solo, because at the time when she released Torn.
Yeah, I love Torn.
At the time, I did it because I used to be a huge Beyonce stan.
Oh.
Like. First album I ever bought, like everything, like like loved Beyonce.
Yeah.
And for some strange reason, when I heard Torn, I didn't know it was LaToya, and I just had a bad feeling as a Beyonce fan. I was like, I don't. Like you just had like gut reaction. That's so funny. Like I don't like the song's annoying. Like why do they keep playing it on the radio? And then one day the DJ's like,
there's like and you're like, well,
remember? And I'm like, I know.
There you go. That's crazy. That's the Beehive magic working right there.
I've had some Beehive in me back in the day.
That is so funny. But yeah, LaToya, she does have some hits. Like I didn't listen to her latest album yet. Did you listen?
I did. Hit and miss songs.
Okay, I have to check it out. But I do like her first 2 albums. They're really good. And shouldn't be overlooked. But yeah, that's a wrap for Destiny's Child. I think we covered all the shadiness, all the shady goodness. All right, so we're getting into the song of the week. So this is one of my favorite segments, because I just love like kind of hearing people's taste when it comes to like throwback songs. So I always let the co-host go first. So hit me with what you got. I'm really excited because I feel like you have a really good one.
So I was looking up something obscure on my streaming service, and then I got the recommendation for Natalie Merchant's Carnival.
Oh, okay.
I guess I typed in Natalie and it said Natalie Merchant. I was like, that name looks familiar. Like I know I fucked with a song from her, and then it was Carnival.
Wow.
And so like I was like zoning out for like 5 minutes to that.
I was not expecting that. Like that was like a deep cut. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, the streaming service shocked me.
Wow. Okay. I have like a Spotify playlist that has like all the throwback songs. I'm definitely gonna add that one to there. People need to be schooled on that. That's such a good one.
Yeah.
All right. So ready for mine?
Yeah.
Okay. You remember Mystique? the British girl group.
No.
They had that song Scandalous that was it was featured on the Catwoman soundtrack. It was released, and I'm looking it up right now. It was released in 2003.
Okay.
And I have to play it when I'm done with you, because I can't sing right now. But it was like they had like 2 singers, and like one was like the third member was like a singer slash like rapper. And the song, it was really big in the UK. It didn't really get a lot of love in the US, but it was their biggest selling single. They're kind of like a one-hit wonder, which is probably why you don't know. But I'm sure when I play it for you, you'll recognize it. But yeah, guys, let me know if you were about that Mystique life back in the day. I kind of want to do like, I wrote an article about this before, but kind of like the underrated girl groups of like our new millennium. Like, do you remember like JS?
No.
With like ice cream.
Wow, Destiny's Child had a hold on me like that.
Yeah. There were so many like, and oh my god, like Cherish.
Yes, I do.
Cherish. I'm trying to remember some
like
other.
We might as well put Danity Kane up in.
Oh
that
yeah,
group.
Danity Kane, 3LW.
Yeah, 3LW.
Like all the girls after that, yeah.
Oh yeah, all the that's interesting. Like all of who they inspired.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I feel like if Destiny's Child didn't really set the standard, like those girls wouldn't really have much to work on, with their careers. So I think they definitely set a good platform for all the other R&B pop girls to come after them. Yeah. And even 3LW, they kind of have a Destiny's Child like reflect too, because they kicked Notori out. Remember that whole thing? They were like throwing the Popeyes chicken and the mac and cheese and stuff and mashed potatoes.
Allegedly,
yes.
Like, insulting her dark skin.
Yeah, I was like, this is Destiny's Child Part 2 all over again.
But worse. Like I could
way
never
worse.
see Beyonce ever insulting Kelly or Michelle.
No, those are like her actual sisters. But like 3LW, that was just like that was like pettiness. Yeah, super petty.
I mean, well, like Notori Naughton is on a successful show.
She's the most successful one.
Adrian
out of the
Bailon has the host the talk show on syndication.
Yeah, well there you go. That's just goes to show who won in that situation. Yeah. And what is Keely doing?
Saying that the sex is spectacular.
That song is such trash. Such trash. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, that is a wrap for this week's episode of Besterday. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you again, Sean, for coming on.
No problem.
How do you feel? Your first podcast?
I feel like I could record for hours.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so I definitely have to have you back, obviously, so we could do this again. This was like super fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys,
I'm ready for my mentions.
Yes, it is. It is going to be a time, let me tell you. So yeah, we'll be back next week for a popping new episode, so stay tuned, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.